Yoandry is a young Cuban graduated as an accountant at the University of Havana. When he finished, he was determined to start a private business. As he was a barber during the military service and studied to be a hairstylist too, he began a hair salon in one of the most populated streets of Havana. He developed his business in a good moment for private initiative in Cuba, because the government was promoting the individual business and cooperatives as a way to help the economy. Yoandry has now a bigger business where he employs 8 people. He did everything with his own money, working very hard and with the support of his family. Today, he's an example of how even in a country not ready enough for private business, it's possible to develop one with a positive impact in the population. Yoandry, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us and to the audience of Telesur.
No, thank you to you to give me this opportunity to express my experience here.
You do have a lot of experiences, and that's why I think it's so interesting to do this dialogue. And I wanted to understand, first of all, why you studied at the University of Havana for 5 years, then you graduated and you decided to start a business in a field which was not the career that you specialized in, but a totally different field, and you started a private business. Why this difference, graduating from the university in one thing and then doing a business in a different field?
Well, from the beginning of my career, I had the dreams to make my own business. When I began to study or the economics career as an accountant, I had that dreams. So at the same time, I was studying hairstylist, because before in the military service, I became as a barber.
Really, you were a barber
yes,
on the military service?
Military service, yes. So in the manual arts gave me some opportunity to make taxes. At the same time, I could study as a hairstylist in the International Cosmetology Institute. And when I finished my career, I thought to make my business, but at that time I had not very clear what kind of business. So I was working in other jobs, in other works, just trying to make other kinds of business, because at the time I had the opportunity maybe to go in the way of as a hairstylist. So once I had that opportunity, maybe.
You had skills for that.
Yeah,
you were good at that.
I had the skill. Yeah, I could make a training in another salon. After that training, I had very clear what kind of business I'm going to make at that time. The first business I made as hairstylist was on From Havana. I rented a space.
That's a good place. It's a lot of people.
So I was a lucky man with that place, because the area was for me is the best one. I think many people go there to find something. I don't know what, but to find entertainments and to find art and to find services. Because I think the quality of the services of entertainment, on everything people look for, are looking for, are there.
What was the hardest part? Okay, you had a location, but I imagine you needed a lot of ideas and solutions and resources to start this kind of business. What was the hardest part of starting a new business by yourself?
Well, I had the base of my career as an accountant, so I had the control to make a business. for me is a big problem is to buy the products,
The supplies.
and the supplies for the very beginning with a few money.
So the price.
The-
Besides that, you have now a different circumstances from that one that you had in that corner in front of Havana Libre. Was that what your success there was what allowed you to have the kind of business that you have today? Talk us through, explain a little bit how was that that you started with a smaller business and now you have a much bigger business. Explain to us how was that possible. And I don't want to get into information that you don't want to say, but is all of this made with your own money, with the products of your own work?
I've been with my own money. I focused at that time to save money because I knew that place has another owner. Maybe I thought one day I need to go to other places. I have cleared that idea. So the day arrived, and I little by little looking for some place, even to rent to. I find this place. I bought it.
It was not like it looks today.
No, I can show you some photos. It was very hard, the construction. It's another challenge. At bills here. So in 6 months, I began to make the first service. Only 6 months with the help with my families, friends, and every day working very hard on construction and hairstyling, because working as a hairstylist was the support to continue the construction. It was crazy, but I could make it. I could make it. Right now, I'm making things yet in the salon, but no like at that time. But it was hard. But now, you see.
You have now people working for you.
Yes.
People that depend on the success of your business, including young people who do all kinds of professions. Is that easier? How is that to have people working for you? How do you manage to do everything, to be the hairstylist, to have people that you hire, to manage the resources? How is that?
The workers or the people in Cuba, the young people in Cuba, I think have a bad habits. I think like indisciplines. I think this is the worst bad habit they have right now. Indisciplines. Sometimes I fired people by indisciplines, maybe bad service. Other workers need to go to other place to develop their own skills, I think. So, but the culture, the discipline culture in the private area is I think, is growing up, but there isn't a complete culture or a good culture in this area. It's contradictory because in the state,
state-run
in the state-run, in the state enterprises, people have a compromise, even earning less money. And in the private area, people don't take into account the possibility to grow up. And it's contradictory. In this area, they committed a lot of indisciplines, and all time they are against with the owner, because I don't know, they can see the owner can help you during their life. No, I don't say that the state area don't happen, but the private business is something that support in general the economy of
the workers and
the workers and the country in every place in the world. Here we are in the same world, not another space. So it's complicated. It's complicated, but I think little by little with the managers training, people that the owner of business, the people that not are owner of business but manage a business too, take into account how to give some instruction, how to make a discipline. I think a common discipline for all business in the world, in the country.
I wonder, Yoandry, you've said something which is absolutely true. We lack of culture of service, but you are different in many ways. You are disciplined, you work hard, you open your business in time, you don't have a closure time of the day. You've been able to do this kind of private business by yourself. You're extremely young to have a shift so much. I wonder, why are you different from your generation? What was different in your formation and in your education that makes you the person and the business owner that you are? Why are you different from the rest of the people, or a vast majority of people of your own generation?
I think I grew up with my family, and my family have that character in the life. It's against the life with that discipline. I think. So my father, for example, all day long, during all year long, is working. I grew up saying that. So I think I have in my blood that experience and the result of this experience. I have knew that working every day, you can see, working with a little of intelligence, you can get some results in the life.
Would you say this is, I mean, I see here your mother is with you pretty much every day, your father is too, your sister. Would you say that although you're the owner, this is like a family business?
I think it's family business, yes, but the problem is, if the family have problem, you need to resolve this problem. You need to solve this problem. And my mother is not working. I said he can't work. He can work. If she is in her house, she's making nothing. Maybe go with me. Maybe you can help me. It's a trust person. It's a trust person. It's my best person in the life to trust something. Well, go to help me. Right? That's the problem. To have a confident person close to you is another problem in that business, or in all business, because in the very beginning people begin very well, but at the end the problem exists.
You pay taxes, Yoandry, and I know the private workers in Cuba, some complain about the taxes, some say they're not that high. And in general, Cuba is starting this process of paying taxes. It's something new to us. In your own experience, how's this working? Do you think taxes are appropriate, the amount, or too high or too little, helps in any way? What do you think about that?
In general, Cuban people don't have culture in paying taxes. But in my own experience, I had problem in the first times. But little by little, I get some knowledge in that area. For me, it's okay. For me, it's okay. Maybe sometime they need to study very well the business, what kind of business they are checking, because they are, the government, I think, is forgetting some aspects. One of the aspects they are forgetting is how, for example, how to buy the supplies, because the prices we are having is the same. People have the population have. So how can I?
So the prices of the supplies that you buy are the same one of the people on the streets.
Yes. How?
You don't have a special store for business like this.
How can I do a good gestion of the business? How can I make good prices for people buying the supplies at the same prices? So it's complicated, because my question is, how can I? My question all day long or all week long, I think, is how can I make accessible to the most of people in my business, making an equilibrium entre prices and service, qualities of service and prices, without a world sales market.
And when I see your story, I see a story of success. I see a story of a dream came true. Mm-hmm. And I want to know your opinion. Is this your dream? Is this what you want to do? Do you see yourself as a successful person?
I feel very well. I think every young people can do it, but needs to be smart, to work very hard every day. Don't lose time. Don't lose the time. That's the problem. Many young people lose every day the time. I don't think, don't work. Not only work, hard work. Think, what can I do? Focus into get some results, and make one thing, only one thing, but to be the best one. I think that, and that's my idea in my life, to be the best one in one thing. Join with another characteristic, develop, I think, emotional intelligence with people around you. I think it's a mix with several emotion, skills, be a good person. I think is the best characteristic you have to do. Be good, be human, and around you will be people with good feelings, people that want to help you. They can see how to work, how to make something every day. People have the motivation to help you. But if you are sitting on the park all day long, people say, why?
They're losing time.
He's losing the time, or she's losing the time, or people that are losing the time. Why I can't? How can I help these people? I think that's the way. So.
Thank you so much, Yoandry, for your time and for telling us about your experience.
Thank you to you. I expect I can help you with my experience. My English is not very good, but
your English is good enough. Thank you.
Thank you to you.